Here we have Allan Lichtman. I did a shorter one on his election predictions and his meltdown as it came about on election night, having predicted incorrectly. And here he is defending himself against blasphemy, just so you know the type of person that we are dealing with.
You got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever you
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally. I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay. Hey, Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second and let someone who knows what they're doing...
You're so right, Pierre. Okay? You're so right. We're so unified right now.
Any point you want, so, I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't boost
blasphemy
your ego
against you? What the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser?
Blasphemy is actually how he sees himself, like an election god. How dare anyone blaspheme him? So please enjoy the spectacle of Allan Lichtman with his son going down on election night, and a special thanks to Based Life Guru for having created the original cut. With that said,
and here we go.
Allan Lichtman's ready to tell us who's going to win in 2024. Your 13 keys really call it right?
The keys absolutely will work. They are the constant northern star of political prediction.
But wait.
I take it that you did not successfully circumnavigate the world if this is your North Star. A bomb.
That means
the Democrats will hold on to the White House, and Kamala Harris will be the next president of the United States.
So I guess that means
Incorrect.
You're standing by your prediction.
Kamala Harris will be the next president of the United States. At least that's my prediction for this race. But the outcome is up to you. So
it
get
sure
out
was.
And vote.
We are live, coming to you live. It's Lichtman Live. It's election night in America, 2024. The fate of the country lies in the balance tonight. Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. The House is up for grabs. The Senate is up for grabs. Governorship's up for grabs. What a momentous day in American history, Dad. Say what's up to the people.
This is probably the most consequential election, certainly of my lifetime. As you say, the fate of our country.
It sure was, and thank God for the outcome that we got.
Things in the balance here. Democracy is precious, but it can be destroyed. And we're going to find out tonight. We did have some exit poll results, which showed democracy rising as a major issue among voters.
And that, by the way, is why many people, including myself, voted for Donald Trump, because I saw the Democrats as the authoritarians that were ushering a 1984-like Orwellian dystopia. So I don't think that this is going to play based on your presupposition that democracy and the state of it favors the Democrats.
The economy is still number one, but democracy is close, and abortion is higher than immigration. Is Iowa a swing state?
Wow. Who knows?
Who knows? The
You do.
CNN analyst gave us a brilliant assessment. If Harris wins Georgia and North Carolina, she's going to win. If she doesn't, she has to win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, right? Brilliant.
Right. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Positively.
To tell us that.
It looks like AP has already projected Donald Trump the winner in Indiana and Kentucky. So they're one step ahead of CNN. And we're one step ahead of CNN here, Dad, at Lichtman Live.
I could have projected Indiana and Kentucky a year ago.
Oh.
Was that a joke?
Okay.
Well,
it
was.
There you go.
Good attempt. Not.
I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. We appreciate it. It's a momentous day in history, election night 24, and
we're watching posthumously
here with Lichtman Live.
Your prediction.
That's the best place to be, right, Dad?
You're going to get more in-depth analysis here than anywhere else, I assure you, as you know.
Incorrect analysis.
Yes. And we are out of Florida. We have,
yep.
Yes, so far out of Florida, we have 52% Donald Trump, 47.3% Kamala Harris, with 19% reporting.
Yeah, it all depends where they're coming from.
Right. And Florida is pretty damn close right now.
The New York Times is not letting me look at Florida. I guess they don't think it's a swing state.
Really?
Because it's not.
I just want to give a quick pep talk to everybody out there. Everybody take a deep breath.
Pep us up, baby.
Kamala Harris is going to win this election. Okay?
Thank you for that prediction. Oh, I love to hear it.
It'll be okay. Let's take it one step at a time. Dad, why don't you take a deep breath for the people out there? In through your nose, out through your mouth.
It's really close in Florida, depending on where those votes are coming from.
Yeah. So still a lot to
This
go.
could turn.
You think so?
If Miami-Dade and Orlando haven't reported yet,
Yeah. Huh.
Trump won Miami.
and Broward's only 60, Palm
Yeah.
Beach hasn't reported. This could be a nail biter.
You're
Florida
talking about
was
the
not a
Florida
nail
race.
biter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it certainly could be.
But it ain't.
could be close. Nothing from Miami-Dade,
Right.
from Palm Beach. Those are huge Democratic counties with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Trump may win Florida, but if he does, it's going to be a nail biter.
Really?
He's only
That's
3
nice.
points ahead.
Right.
I thought we were going to get a lot of in-depth, awesome knowledge from you and analysis.
Palm Beach, Orlando, and Miami-Dade not reporting, and still a lot of votes to come in from Broward.
Right. Georgia is now leaning blue, according to the AP, but only 3% reporting. So we're still quite a ways away.
Don't think she'll win Florida, but it might be close.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Georgia only has 3% reporting right now, but she's winning 51-48.
That's a good sign because the big urban counties come in late, as we know.
Right. Although Trump just took a lead in Georgia, according to CNN. And according to CNN, Trump is now at 53.2% in Florida.
Yeah. He took a lead in Georgia?
Yeah, that's what CNN's reporting. CNN has a slightly... Their TV coverage is slightly ahead of AP right now, it seems. Let's see. Yeah. With 50% of the vote in Florida, CNN is projecting Donald Trump at 53%. Kiko.
That dog is pure MAGA.
Yeah, Georgia only 3% in. And, whoops. Miami-Dade just come in plus 11 for Trump.
Uh-oh.
Ha ha.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think Florida's gone.
You think you're calling Florida already? Are you calling Florida already, Dad?
What's that?
You're calling Florida as gone already?
Yes.
All right. The Lichtman Live projections.
A much bigger vote in Miami-Dade.
The Lichtman Live projections are...
We're the first to project it.
We're the first to project it. Florida going for Trump, which would be 30 electoral college votes. So he would be up to 39 electoral college votes. So far on Lichtman Live, we have Florida, Kentucky, Indiana going Trump, and Vermont going for Vice President Harris.
Whoa.
Here on Lichtman Live, we have projected Donald Trump as the winner in Florida.
First to make a projection there.
First
Congratulations.
projection there. Okay, they are showing Miami-Dade.
Trump ahead.
Trump way ahead.
You can't win.
All right. That's not good.
What are you guys talking about? Rethink
not
that,
good at all.
please.
Not
Am
a
I
good
reading it? I almost feel like I can't be reading this all right.
No, you are.
That's what it says.
Huh.
That's really bad news.
All right.
I disagree.
Unfortunately, folks, there were some people out there that were very optimistic about Florida. I remember people coming in our chat saying that she was going to win Florida. She will not.
Those people are called idiots.
Win Florida, folks. But don't freak out. She wasn't supposed to win Florida.
Georgia's looking better.
Okay, Georgia's looking better.
Small rural counties, and he has a very small lead. Yeah, we can forget about Florida. Look at Georgia, North Carolina.
All right, I'm going to end the poll in Florida. Lichtman Live is projecting that Donald Trump has won Florida. That Miami-Dade result is pretty shocking, no?
Really shocking.
Huh.
That Biden won that big. He won it by 2 points, but to be behind by 11.
Yeah, that is strange.
Harris is 32 points ahead.
Okay.
That's a good sign. I think she's going to win Georgia.
Another great prediction,
Really
Alan.
think so?
I mean, I'm not calling it, but
Yeah, here's. All right, folks. Hey, if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, which I believe most of our audience is, it is looking good in Georgia. The Lichtman Live,
Georgia, it could be over.
The Lichtman Live analysis is saying it's looking good in Georgia. We're not projecting Georgia.
Not nowhere near calling it. There's only 4% of the votes in, but we can see in these Democratic strongholds, she's doing way better than Biden did, and Biden won Georgia.
Right.
Yeah, because there was a pipe leak in the voting centers and they decided to shut down for hours and escort all the watchers out. Not suspicious one bit.
Way ahead, but
Decision Desk HQ has projected West Virginia a win for Donald Trump and South Carolina a win for Donald Trump. Nothing surprising there.
I told you that a year ago.
Donald Trump is out big in Georgia right now, but still only 6% reporting. He's at 56%.
Small rural counties.
Right. CNN is now saying that with 8% of the vote in, Donald Trump is at 58.1% in Georgia. Kamala Harris at 41.4%.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean much. According to the Lichtman Live projections, Donald Trump is at 62 electoral college votes. Kamala Harris is at 3.
Seems
Should be
like
0.
Trump is doing a little better in the Republican counties, and Harris is doing better in the Democratic counties.
Correct. It does seem that right now.
But it's really close.
Yeah.
Not much difference from 220.
No. I think maybe we gave a little bit of premature excitement over Georgia. Georgia still has a long way to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not making any kind of assessment of Georgia yet.
Right. You were just saying something. What were you saying?
Yeah, I said it's pretty much tracking 2020.
Right. They've got Georgia at Donald Trump 62%, Kamala Harris 37%, 19% reporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really doesn't mean anything.
No, not really.
We'll find out.
Here on Lichtman Live, we've already called Florida, so
we called it a long time ago.
Yeah, I bet, folks, watching
first to the punch,
we were the first people to call Florida.
Congratulations.
Has anybody seen anybody call Florida faster than us? That's what I want to know.
I don't think so.
I called it last year.
I didn't get any of that. You're mumbling a bit.
I'm not mumbling at all.
Sorry, I called it last year.
I'm not mumbling. How do you feel about Georgia?
Guys, I called that over a year before the election.
Right now.
Don't know.
Tyler O'Reilly agrees that
his numbers are down.
Where?
He was at 63 a minute ago.
Where?
Now he's at 59.
Where?
Georgia, where else?
I don't know.
20% in.
Stop, Dad. Everybody's complaining. You keep leaning forward into your camera, and people don't like that. So stop doing that.
I have not come close to calling Georgia.
Right. Only 3% reporting.
Yeah. can't conclude anything from that.
Right.
That's kind of interesting though, because normally Trump has an early lead in these states.
And he
Let
does
me see if I
again
can
now.
discern anything in North Carolina. I doubt it.
I would say so far it's remarkable how similar a lot of these counties are to 2020 so far.
It's really quite remarkable how similar they are to 2020. If that holds, and no reason it would, Biden wins Georgia and Trump wins North Carolina, but no way to tell.
Ohio with 15% reporting has Harris at 56%.
What? It must be from Cleveland. Wow, that's pretty remarkable. You know, the bad polls for Trump were coming from the Midwest.
The bad polls for Trump were wrong.
The Iowa poll and the Kansas poll, and a recent Wisconsin poll.
Because they were fake polls. They were push polls.
Still quite a long ways to go, though, Dad.
What state was that? I'm sorry, I was checking Georgia.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Ohio is pretty remarkable. With only 34% in from Cuyahoga, she's that far ahead.
So interesting. So Allan Lichtman is telling.
I don't think she's going to win Ohio, but it's an interesting sign for the Rust Belt.
Okay. So maybe
if
keep
she
out.
Wins Pennsylvania, it could be all over, but we may not know. Remember, Biden won Pennsylvania by 80,000 votes. It wasn't a nail biter.
Right. It wasn't as close as people thought.
So it's amazingly similar.
Yeah.
Almost identical, no matter what you look at. It's going to come down to the wire again.
Massachusetts and Rhode Island have been called for Harris.
So far, no surprises.
Trump is the projected winner in Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yep.
And as I said,
all these races I said a year ago.
Right, of course.
Just like I called Florida over a year ago.
Kamala Harris has 31 electoral votes and Donald Trump has 78.
But that means nothing.
CNN has also projected Trump to win Missouri and Tennessee.
Good old Missouri.
99 electoral votes for Donald Trump and 31 for Harris. Harris is up in North Carolina 51-47 with 5% reporting, according to CNN. Georgia, with 33% reporting, has Trump 54.8% to 44%. Virginia has Harris up 54% to 43% with 25% reporting.
I think we can call Virginia.
Are you sure, Dad?
I'm 95% sure. Is that good enough? Only 34% in?
That's what it says.
Wow. Ohio could be close. I'm not saying she is to win.
Lucas,
that's pretty remarkable.
Pennsylvania, we're getting some results. 4% of the vote in only, though, in Pennsylvania.
But she has a huge lead.
Well,
huge.
Depends where it's from.
It's all
huge. I love looking at your wig.
Oh, okay, that's why. She's 46 ahead. That's huge.
It's huge.
Huge. Allegheny, it was 20 points.
20 points versus 46?
Yeah. But it's very early still. I mean, there's only...
Yeah, but usually in these urban counties, it doesn't change a whole lot.
Right. It's hard to change the margin. Yeah, and there's already 25% of the vote in Allegheny.
And she's up 46 points, and he was up how many?
20.
Love looking at your wig, Allie.
That's remarkable.
All right, folks, you heard it here first. Allan Lichtman says that's remarkable.
I mean, she's doubled, more than doubled his margin.
A 14-point lead for Trump.
14 points.
Yeah, or for Biden. So
doubling his margins or more.
Right.
Yeah, she's doing real good. She's the real deal. Yeah.
Very interesting, folks.
He won Pennsylvania. Keep that in mind.
Right.
This Michigan? I'm losing track here.
This is Michigan.
He won Michigan by 150,000.
Right. All right, folks. Interesting.
The blue wall is looking very, very good.
Very, very interesting numbers from Pennsylvania and Michigan. Looking good for Harris, but again, there's only
way too early.
Way too early. There's only 2% reporting in Michigan and 4% reporting in Pennsylvania.
Right. I'm just looking at margins, that's all.
Right, right.
No, I'm not ready to call Virginia.
Pennsylvania now has 5% in.
And she's up by 50 points?
Yeah. But the other county...
Oh, she was doing way better than Biden.
The other county is...
She's the real deal.
Tell, but I would say Georgia is a nail biter. We don't know anything about North Carolina. Pennsylvania and Michigan are looking pretty good for Harris.
Right.
And we already called Florida ahead of everybody.
Congratulations again.
Before everybody, Dad.
Pump it up.
We called it before
pump it up.
Anyone else. We called Florida. How many viewers?
Everybody wants us to call Virginia. 78%.
I'm not ready to call Virginia.
Right,
I mean, 90% confident, but that's not good enough.
No, we're not calling Virginia, folks.
I'm almost ready to call Pennsylvania, frankly.
What? You're crazy.
I know.
See how that turns out for you.
Based on this, but based on the differences. Remember, Biden won Pennsylvania by 80,000 votes.
Right.
And maybe it's early, maybe it'll diminish, but she's
I think
way
it might.
ahead of his numbers in the critical.
Mom says we called Florida at 7:21 p.m. Eastern.
Way ahead of anyone.
Way ahead.
No.
If you're not watching this,
we called it over a year ago, man.
Don't let me lean forward in my seat.
I've told you that. You keep doing it.
I know. I can't help myself.
I know.
You're so excited. She's going to win. The worst woman in the world is going to win.
Good. Yeah, he was. You were stressed out earlier today.
I was freaking out.
Not because
Can't
you weren't
wait for the end
confident
of
in your
this.
pick, just
Stick
because
around.
you were anxious to get the results, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And by the way, guys, just thumb up this video right now. Just thumb it up. It costs you $0 to do. Thumb it up for the algorithm.
Hey, at my age, I don't have time to waste.
Yeah, let's wait on Virginia.
Hard to tell. I mean, I'm 90% sure, but I wouldn't put it in the blue column yet.
Right.
We call them as we see them.
No doubt, Dad.
No doubt.
But no surprises yet.
No big surprises yet.
Yeah. She's up 47 points in Pennsylvania.
She's doing so good.
Right.
I don't care
She's a
where the votes
superstar.
are coming from.
You don't?
That's amazing.
She's a superstar, man. She's the best candidate ever.
Well, it's going to be a long night in Georgia, right? The lights are going to stay on in Georgia.
They're going to be on the midnight
I hope
train
so.
to Georgia, Dad.
I hope that they stay on. Last time they turned off and we somehow got a reversal of election results.
On the midnight train to Georgia.
Great singing.
Times is projecting Trump in Georgia, but I don't know how they can tell that.
Well, they don't call it early like you do.
Everybody
Oh, wait.
if you're watching and you're freaking out a little bit, stay calm, okay?
Stay calm.
There's a long way to go.
Like
Okay?
David Pacman, you'll tell us when to
Pennsylvania's
freak
looking
out.
good. Michigan's looking good. Ohio's even looking good. North Carolina, Virginia's looking good.
I don't
for Harris.
believe Ohio.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you're freaking out, there's no reason to be freaked out.
I'm almost ready to call Pennsylvania, to be honest with you.
You're nuts, dude. You're nuts.
I know, I can't.
You're nuts.
But
Good
not
thing you
based
didn't.
on the vote, but based on how far ahead she is compared to Biden.
Okay, Mark.
Maybe Trump will be equally ahead when the red counties come in, so who knows?
All right, mark this down, somebody in the chat. At 8:22 Eastern, Allan Lichtman said that he's almost ready to call Pennsylvania.
No,
We'll mark it down,
That's
baby.
remarkable. That's remarkable.
Let's see what the New York Times is projecting in Pennsylvania, for what it's worth, which is nothing.
The decision desk has Trump at a 61% chance to win.
That doesn't jive with what
I don't know
y'all
what they're basing
mentioned.
this off of exactly, but that's what they say.
Yeah, since so many states haven't come in. Who's doing that?
This is Decision Desk HQ. They just do like these live projections of who might win the state. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Oh, maybe this is the race. This is percent chance to win the presidency, not Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Ignore me. Sorry. Not good.
Good.
Wow, it's closed.
It's closed a little bit.
Close.
It's getting a little bit closer. Good thing we didn't call Virginia, Dad.
A good thing.
Her lead is shrank quite dramatically in Ohio as well.
Yeah.
She's only leading by 0.2% now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to go away.
I don't know why they have Trump a hair's breadth ahead in projecting in Pennsylvania.
Maybe your projections
You don't know
are
why
off.
They have what?
They have Trump plus, this is New York Times, 0.2 in Pennsylvania. I don't get that.
That's their projection.
Yeah, but they also said it's a toss-up with no clear leader.
Yeah, I don't think they know.
Do y'all know?
And I don't see how they can project who's going to win the Electoral College when right now Pennsylvania and Michigan are looking good for Harris, and we have nothing from Wisconsin. If she wins 3, it's over.
It's over.
Unless she loses Virginia, which I can't imagine.
There's some conflicting reports here from both CNN and AP. They both say 37% are in from Virginia. CNN says she's at 50.3%, and AP says that he's at 49. That's a dead tie right now.
Oh my God. That is scary. She has to win Virginia.
All right, Donald Trump has won South Carolina. And, we already had that. And Mississippi. So we've got him at 105-31. What is happening in Virginia right now?
I have no idea.
It's called voters revolting against
New York Times has a dead heat.
authoritarian government.
40% of the votes in.
Huh.
But they're projecting Harris to win by 5.4 points.
Huh.
Very strange. And giving her an 83% chance of winning Virginia. So there must be big Democratic areas still to come in.
According to CNN, Trump has jumped out ahead in Ohio.
Woohoo!
No surprise.
Yeah. We were shocked. We were shocked there for a little bit.
Yeah, not by much.
What do you
It's
mean
ahead
not
by
by
less
much?
than a point.
Yeah, but I imagine that's only going to get...
No way that she's going to win Ohio.
Damn
The
straight.
one that interests me right now is Pennsylvania.
Donald Trump has won the state of Arkansas.
Oh, you're so clever
Surprise.
pronouncing it that way.
It'll be a long night.
Shorter than you think.
Everything is what we thought it would be so far.
Yep.
Except for the margins.
So New York Times is projecting narrowly Harris to win Michigan.
Already?
Yeah, by 0.4 of a point.
1 second, my head itches. I gotta itch my head. Are we worried about Virginia, Dad?
No.
Donald Trump won 49.4% to 48.6% in 2020.
Now up 16. So he's done a lot better.
He's up 16 percentage points?
In Eaton County, yep.
That's not good.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a small county, but he's up by a lot.
I mean, he barely won that in 2020.
Das
I
ist
know.
gut. Das ist gut.
Huh. Are you worried about Michigan or not yet?
But everything.
Good.
Well,
This is a real nail biter.
Stay
Leaving
worried.
aside the keys. I cannot imagine why Trump has this kind of support after
You can't?
totally unraveling the last 2 weeks.
That's some great analysis that you promised us. That's exactly what we tuned in for. You know, his little stint at McDonald's where he worked there for a day and he actually entertained the entire nation with Joe Biden calling Donald Trump supporters garbage or trash, you know, at the same time. Yeah, he really, really unraveled. That's some great insight, Allan. Thank you.
It's hard to.
but like you say, that stuff doesn't matter.
No. That's why I said stepping outside the keys.
It looks like the AP has called Illinois for Harris.
Okay. No surprises.
So North Carolina just flipped red according to CNN.
Woohoo! Take that, Allan.
You mean not that they're projecting it, but that the current vote.
Correct.
Yeah, I see that. But still only 21%.
It's going to be very close in North Carolina, it seems.
Sort of.
Yep.
In a good way.
But we already knew that, right? It's not really news necessarily.
Yep.
Let's check in with
Gives Trump a very slight edge in Pennsylvania, but that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't? When she was up by 50?
We've now got 56% or 57% of the vote in Georgia, according to CNN. And Trump is up 55.6% to 43.8%. But let's check in on the county by county. Yeah, 72% of the vote is in Fulton County already, Dad.
That's not good.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it is.
Looks
I-
like Georgia's going to go for Trump.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know for sure, but with all those votes in from the big counties and him still leading, it's not looking good.
All right, but here's the good news. Even though it's not looking good in Georgia, folks, Harris didn't need to win Georgia, right?
She needs to win.
She doesn't have to win any
Pennsylvania,
states.
Wisconsin, and Michigan.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
Interestingly, Decision Desk HQ has projected Harris the winner in Virginia.
They have.
And
Okay.
let's see. AP has not, though. AP 43% reporting with Trump. Doesn't seem
Keep
like.
leaning into the
What
camera.
does HQ have? HQ has 45% reporting, and they're projecting a Harris win. So this is not making any sense to me, Dad.
Makes no sense.
Maybe that's a mistake by Decision Desk HQ. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know what's going on there.
The race is going to come down, it looks like, to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
The blue
She's got to win them
wall.
all.
That's going to turn red. It's going to be
I
red.
still don't know about North Carolina yet.
It's not looking good.
Really?
I don't well, I can't quite tell, but he's pretty far ahead.
Hold on, my dog's making weird noises. 1 second.
Your legacy is staring you in the face, dude. Mr. Election Predictor.
So what you're saying right now is it looks like Georgia is not looking good for.
No, I would say Georgia is not.
I think
looking
Georgia
good. North
is
Carolina,
looking really
can't
good.
Tell,
But
but it's looking
it's
great.
not looking good. So maybe we should wait on North Carolina. But he's up almost 10 points.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to. It's not impossible, but it's going to be tough.
Quick
Tough
update
sledding,
on the
baby.
Popular vote. It is currently 21 million for Trump and 17 million for Harris.
That doesn't mean anything till California comes in.
Right.
Yeah. As an ex-Californian, all those loonies continue to vote for whatever destroys their state. They can't seem to realize that it's the progressive policies that are the fall of the Golden State.
A quick break, is that all right?
Take a quick break, Dad. I'll hold down the phone.
Bye-bye, Allan. Go cry.
Call Georgia. I'll wait till my dad gets back. Yeah, it's not looking good in Georgia.
I don't understand. Maybe they're looking at it from a different perspective than me.
From Cleveland. He could win that. Sharon Brown could win that Senate seat. All right. I think it's safe to say at this point, this is not going to be a Harris landslide.
No. No.
It never was going to be, except for stupid
The more
predictors.
likely result from her is she hits exactly 270.
That's the most likely result, huh? Another great prediction.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, this is all she really needs are these 3 states to go blue.
That's all she needs.
That's all she needs.
All she needs.
There's a lot of pessimism in the chat right now. But I would just say there's still a long ways to go.
Harris is going to win. Harris is going to win.
I'm more optimistic about Pennsylvania.
Right.
Because of the margin compared to 220 when Biden won Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not at all optimistic that Harris can win North Carolina or Georgia.
Right.
Virginia is really strange.
Kansas has 29% in still, and she's still leading.
That's remarkable.
It is, isn't it?
Not
remarkable.
So much for Kansas, but it's a good sign for Wisconsin and Michigan.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah, compared to 220, Harris is far outpacing Biden, but there are very few Republican counties in. Maybe I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you are.
Results are looking very good for Harris. I have
Hallucination.
to say, and she's overperforming, and he won the state by 80,000 votes.
Right.
I don't see how Trump wins that state, even though the New York Times has him projected to win by 0.4 of a point, which is meaningless.
Is it? Is it really compared to your prediction?
All those models are predicting Trump to win the Electoral College because they're going with this New York Times of Trump winning marginally in Pennsylvania. I don't see it.
Of course not.
I remember in 2000.
And that's why your legacy has fallen. Whatever really truly existed has been eviscerated.
16. It looked very different in these states when he won Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Right.
How different?
CNN has called Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Texas for Trump.
So 16% of the votes in Pennsylvania. She has 64 to 36. Right. And none of these projections are a surprise, right?
No. I don't think there's been a single surprise yet.
Harris is overperforming.
Right.
Really?
But, you know,
interesting.
There's such small numbers of votes that it's very hard to know. But usually counties don't drastically change as the votes come in.
She's overperforming, but you've given up on Georgia and North Carolina, and yet she's overperforming. Very interesting.
Right.
You know, maybe 2 points, but not much.
Georgia is looking out of hand, Dad.
It's definitely out of hand.
Should we call it?
It's in hand.
Yeah.
All right. Lichtman Live projections, unfortunately, calling Georgia for Trump.
Fortunately.
But remember, if you're a Harris supporter, she didn't need to win Georgia.
Yeah, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? But she
What do you think
didn't.
happened in Georgia? How did Trump pull that off, but not Harris? Too many white voters or something, you think?
No,
Oh, wow. Go into the racial aspect. Maybe she's just a shitty ass candidate.
idea. North Carolina is still close. No way to tell.
People are there's a big outcry over Georgia. They're saying the biggest Democratic counties aren't in yet. I mean, Fulton County is 72% in.
Yeah, I don't
Not,
see it. Maybe we shouldn't call it.
No?
Remove
My
it.
gut tells
Call
me
it later.
that it's over in Georgia, but
It
I guess
sure
it's still
is.
a 5%, 10% chance she could pull it out late. But I don't see it.
Yeah.
None of the networks have called Georgia, have they?
No.
All right, let's not call it.
Wait, I think CNN just called Georgia. No, they didn't. Sorry.
No one's called Georgia. All right.
People are saying the true blue suburbs haven't been called yet in Georgia. And
Okay.
Keep the hope alive.
To get those. I don't know.
As I said, it'd be an outside chance.
No.
I don't see it. But, we're not sure enough.
Bet you'd call it if it was for Kamala at this stage.
Georgia's not impossible, but it would be very tough.
She needs about 230,000 votes in Georgia.
Well, she could get that.
You think so?
With 200,000 votes remaining, she sure can.
From Gwinnett, but where else is she going to get that many votes from?
Are you kidding me? All you have to do is have a pipe burst. Bring in all the pre-printed ballots that you already have. Those Chinese-made driver's licenses that they've distributed so that people can cast a vote for Kamala. That's all you need, baby. Think outside the box, or the little box that you pretend that the Democrats play within.
Still a lot of votes on Fulton.
I mean, 78% in.
Yeah, it's a huge county.
Right. How many were last time?
It's going to be very hard.
She can't make it up there.
No. I don't see it.
I don't see it either. Guys, I don't see the math here. The math isn't adding up.
I don't see the math either.
The math ain't mathin'.
Still doesn't make.
No, the math.
I don't know. I mean,
it's hard to be a big rush of late ballots from overseas and provisional
and the uncreased pre-printed ballots with the same exact signature on them, machine-made signature. Yeah, no problem. That's what y'all did in 2020.
So are we calling Georgia or not?
No.
No?
No. I mean, I'm tempted to, but I'd say she still has a 5% chance in Georgia.
All right, never mind. I was jumping the gun on Georgia. All right.
She's still holding a 20-point lead in Pennsylvania, but I don't know if that means anything. But as I said, she's doing way better than Biden.
Yeah.
And on the state.
Right.
I don't know why the New York Times has a slight advantage to Trump. But it's so slight that it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything unless it's for Kamala.
I don't know where all those votes are going to come from.
No, let's call it.
Woohoo!
Wait a little
Donald.
bit. There's 68% reporting. Let's wait till we get to like 70, 75.
Right, but I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it either.
All right.
Man, that's all three of us, baby. Yeah, just call it.
I think at this point, she has to win the 3 blue wall states.
Yeah. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
Although North Carolina is still up for grabs.
Mom says,
is it really?
Biden won Georgia by only 11,000 votes. Yes, but to get to that margin, to win by 11,000 votes, she would have to get like 236,000 like difference in the vote from here on out.
Which is, of course, doable. As I said, go to plan B. Just have a water leak. That's all you need, a pipe to burst.
Yeah, I don't see it either. North Carolina. It's hard to tell. Man, Georgia is extremely controversial in the chat right now.
Extremely.
It's just not the math is not adding up. There's not enough votes. There's not enough vote margin left for her to make up 230,000 plus votes.
Net.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Mom says, don't call Georgia.
I don't see how.
Call Georgia. Call it. Do it. Do it.
I don't know. I just don't get the math, how she could win this.
Yeah.
She can't. She ain't.
It's not happening.
It ain't happening,
Henry
baby.
County only has 1% in.
Yeah.
So she can gain another 27,000 votes. So she's probably at like close to 100,000 at that point, but she still needs 130,000 more after that.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
No.
Yep. No, math doesn't math.
I don't know.
62% in Columbus.
What did Biden get?
61.
Really weird.
Let's not call it yet.
Let's not
No.
call it. Too weird.
Let's be optimistic. Too weird. I'm with you.
I don't see where the math is to her to get to 230,000, but I also don't see where she's lagging either. So I'm confused.
Yeah, she's doing better everywhere than Biden did.
But so
Totally. That's why she's winning every state. Makes sense.
7 points, right? He's now up 4 points. I don't get it. Why they think Trump's going to win Pennsylvania.
I don't understand it either.
Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania's looking good for Harris.
It's looking real good. She's going to win. She's going to
But
win.
I'm saying the New York Times gives a slight edge to Trump, and I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Alan.
Too much.
God, I New York Times.
23% reporting in PA. She's up 57.5 to 41.5.
23% in where?
Pennsylvania, according to CNN.
All right, let me check that out. They're still giving New York Times Trump a slight edge.
In Pennsylvania?
I don't know how they can do that.
Maybe because a lot of these big Democratic counties have come in already.
Maybe.
That's got to be why.
To me,
otherwise it just doesn't make sense, right, Alan?
Good in Pennsylvania and bad in Georgia. That's all we know so far.
Yep.
I completely agree with that.
Oh, me, I concur. 3.
Virginia. I mean, barely, but it's really strange.
It's really strange how everybody's voting for Trump.
I would not call Virginia.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Win it though, or it's over.
It's blowing up, Sammy boy. It's blowing up in your faces.
Kansas, Dad. Kansas at 41%, 42% in, and she's ahead by a little less than 3%.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Totally insane.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
No, she's winning in Nebraska.
She won in Nebraska.
Yeah, there's hardly any votes in. What about Iowa?
No, there's 30% of the vote is in Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Weird. What about Iowa?
Iowa only 14% in, but she's winning.
Ooh, she's gonna win that for sure. Because that pollster said so.
If she wins any one of those states, it could be over.
Totally.
AP gave Nebraska to Trump already.
But she winning in Nebraska. Well, what they doing giving it to her?
Seems so.
I don't know why Pennsylvania's coming in so slowly, but her lead has dropped a lot.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're going to be uncovered as a fraud.
Do we want to make any projections or no?
Projections of what?
Nebraska.
No. I mean,
no.
She's still ahead. I don't think she can win it, but I'm not willing to make a projection yet.
Decision Desk HQ just called North Carolina for Trump.
Woohoo!
North Carolina?
Yeah.
North Carolina?
That's really bad.
Oh, no, it's not. I disagree. I disagree.
Trump is doing a lot better than expected.
Yep, he sure is.
It's baffling.
No, it's not. Only because you're stuck in your liberal effing bubble.
It's coming down to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and she has to win them all.
And she ain't.
Yikes.
It's come down to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, which the New York Times is tilting towards Trump, but marginally. She's got to win all three.
Right.
We are in a lull.
Shout out to Toby, Noah.
Shout out Toby. Shout out Noah. Yep.
Shout out to Andrew Brickfield, Michael Karsh, Nick Barber, Andrew Shelton, Ben Kessler, Jesse Buccalow.
Why?
Mike Mullen, Pat McKinney, Andrew
Are they
Shelton,
giving you
Michael
super
Schonfeld,
chats?
Matt Winus, Joseph Stewart, Nick Barber. Did I say that? I'm just giving a lot of shout outs right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do I have time in this lull to go out for a quick smoke?
Yes.
No. Yes?
Sure.
All right, I'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
My mom is mad at me for letting my dad go out for a smoke.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh. He said his
So,
time's
I don't know.
limited.
I don't
on
have
this
high
earth
hopes for Georgia
earlier,
because
so
my dad. I mean, Decision Desk has already called North Carolina. They've called the whole mid line. I don't know if I'd go that far.
What do you mean?
She's pretty behind in North Carolina. Ohio's done.
Done.
This is Lichtman Live predictions.
Cooked.
Ohio's done. I'm still holding out on Kansas and Nebraska for now.
Yeah, of course, because you're biased.
It's going to come down to these three, folks. We didn't get the landslide. Kamala Harris supporters didn't get the landslide.
No, but
They
Trump
wanted,
supporters
probably,
will.
But victory is still very much in her sights.
Really? It looks much more
If you're a
distant
Trump
than it
supporter,
did
don't get
before.
too excited yet. If you're a Kamala Harris supporter, don't get too depressed yet. Okay, that's my advice. Oh, 18% in Wisconsin, and Harris is up. Okay, that's good news for Harris supporters. I think Kansas is gone. I think
Bye-bye,
once
Kansas.
it's flipped, it's gone. It's going to come down to these three states.
Hey, Toto, we're not in
Harris is
Kansas
winning if you're a
anymore.
Harris supporter. She's winning in these three states. There's no grimness to me yet. There's no.
What are you
grimness.
talking about? You looking grim, boy.
Maybe
you looking real grim.
Tummy turning, just because it's like, God, I just want to get these results. I want to know. Everybody wants to know. The whole world wants to know. But Harris is still very much in this. So is Trump. Obviously.
Trump is more than in it, I would say.
A lot of people aren't giving up on Georgia yet. I hear that. But it's nerve-wracking. Dad, you're back.
Back. Give me a minute.
Take your time.
I wasn't out long.
Are the keys in trouble? Nah.
Yeah.
Are we done now? Is this a red mirage? It's not that it's a red mirage. It's just that she might lose some states that Biden won, but she still might win. Yes, we still think Harris is going to win.
No.
Will this be a red? I don't think, guys, this whole idea of a red mirage is not that there's a red mirage. She needs 3 states to win. She
Or to
could very
cheat.
well win those. Georgia,
the ones that
I don't
have been
think there's a
called.
red mirage, but who knows?
I'm back.
Hey, welcome
Anything-
back. What's that?
Anything happen?
Not really. No. Wisconsin has 23% in, and Harris is ahead 53 to 45.
Who's she gonna win?
See where they're coming from.
How was your smoke, Dad?
Good. Quick.
Yeah, that was quick. I was
Got to
surprised
come
you
back
got
for the
to it.
big L.
Georgia is 79% in now, Dad. with 51% for Trump, 47% Harris.
Don't see it.
Yeah, how is it? There's only 20% of the vote left.
Yeah, I don't see it.
All right, we're calling it. George is red. Sorry, folks.
No, don't apologize. We're all for it.
It's close now. 51-48.
Uh-oh. Looks like your
35%.
predictions are imploding.
Mom says don't call Georgia. I don't see
Mom's
how.
an idiot.
I don't understand the math on Georgia. How could she make up?
What it is wishful feminine thinking. They're not based in reality. Sorry, in the case of his mom.
How could she make up 200,000 votes with 20% of the vote remaining?
I don't see it.
They could cheat.
Very, very, very iffy.
There are only 400,000 votes left in Georgia. Am I correct about that?
Georgia.
What?
We can call Georgia.
All right, Georgia's called.
Yeah.
What is looking iffy to you right now?
The New York Times is projecting Trump to win all 3 of the blue all states.
What?
What? No way, man.
Somebody clarified that's not based on outstanding counties or something like that. It's just based on the current vote or something. I wouldn't read into
1% or less, though it's still a toss-up.
So what? You're getting worried about Pennsylvania now?
Why
I'm
not?
worried about everything.
Yep. Old people worry a lot.
I still think she's going to win Pennsylvania, but
Yeah, me too.
Another good prediction, Alan.
Yeah, I think she's gonna win Pennsylvania.
I don't see how they.
Yeah, I think she's gonna win Pennsylvania.
I do too.
Bucks. There we go. It was 51-47.
So Biden was up 14. She's up 17.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how she doesn't win Pennsylvania.
I don't see it either.
She won Pennsylvania. She's doing better.
Don't get too wrapped up in the New York Times projection. I don't even know if they're mathematically sound. Don't get too wrapped up.
Because yours are better.
I don't understand why they think Trump's going to win Pennsylvania.
I don't think I don't think it's accurate. I wouldn't worry about that.
No, not worried. Yeah. I think he's going to win.
I think
he's going to win.
He's going to win Pennsylvania.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, they have a projection of Trump winning by 1.2 points.
PA has 40% reporting, and she's winning by 0.9.
It keeps going down.
Yeah, but we saw a lot of the Trump counties are heavily in, and big Democratic counties are not.
Right.
Wow. I think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
Another great prediction,
despite
Alan.
What the New York Times is projecting.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking
We'll
about.
listen to you next time.
Wisconsin now has 35% of the vote in, and it's a nail biter.
Yeah, let's see where the votes are coming from.
PA, she now only has a 0.6% lead in PA. You hear me, Dad? All right, Trump's won at Montana and Utah. And
oh, that's bad news.
Why?
He's only up by 3.
Yeah.
And he's up by 17.
Good news, bad news. How do you decide which it is? I love seeing your head, Alan.
8-point lead or 18-point lead in marathon.
He's got a 28-point lead now.
Yikes.
Yikes. Yoinks.
It's a nail biter.
Yeah, I was about to say it doesn't do much. It doesn't settle money.
No.
We're gonna have to wait a little longer for Wisconsin. Uh-oh. PA just went red.
Uh-oh.
He just went up, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. That's the way it's rolling, Alan. You're getting steamrolled by red.
But it's basically a tie.
Yeah. I still think she's going to win Pennsylvania, but we'll see.
Keep saying that to yourself.
Yeah, they have a Trump 1.9 winning.
Pennsylvania, I mean not Pennsylvania. Philadelphia still has more than half of their votes to go.
These Trump counties are almost all in.
Yeah, she's gonna win.
She's gonna win. She's gonna win.
I think she's gonna win Pennsylvania.
No doubt. No doubt, Allan. That's gonna make your meltdown all the better. By the way, guys, thumb up the video. If you're still watching, thumb this video up. It costs you nothing. Do it. Leave a comment.
We just went over Wisconsin.
Big moment here. Big moment.
41 according to the AP, and he's up by
2.5 points.
2.5 points.
That sounds good to me.
It's still early.
Still early.
I think she's gonna win Michigan and PA.
Wisconsin's a toss-up.
Wisconsin, not sure.
.54. She's only up 48. Not good. 40. She's up 36. About.
Whenever they say not good, I always think to myself that it's good. Why is that?
I don't know. It's a nail biter.
No doubt. No doubt at all, Dad.
Wow. And what percentage is in?
50.
Let me check this out. Looks like she might win Arizona.
But none of the rural counties are in.
Oh. Really hard to tell.
It's hard to tell, yeah.
You're not biased in any way, are you?
There's gonna.
Trump has jumped out to the lead in Pennsylvania. 4% in.
Yeah, I think she's gonna win PA. I wouldn't worry too much about PA.
I'm not worried at all.
He's going to win.
What?
The New York Times is saying Trump is going to win.
Dad, why do you keep obsessing about the New York Times projection? Just forget it.
No, y'all are much better.
Somebody commented in the chat. I forgot what they said, but they said that those projections are not very accurate.
No, I don't.
No, your guys are better.
So just forget.
Like I said, forget it.
Very hard to tell.
Yeah. Trump is now ahead in Iowa.
Who is?
Trump with 49%. Should we call it?
Yep.
So funny that all the leftists, all the liberals were getting on their little brooms and riding around in the sky because Ann Seltzer, the gold standard for Iowa polling, called it for Kamala by 3. She lost by 13. That, y'all, was called a push poll, meant to change your vote or keep you at home because you don't have the same enthusiasm because you want to be able to back the winning candidate. And if the gold standard tells you it's Kamala, well, kapow, some people just might switch their vote. That was a paid for error, y'all.
It's all right.
Very scary.
It's pretty scary, yeah.
Not scary at all.
Let's just, it's starting to give me a headache. Just forget the New York Times projection for now.
Okay. Your mom keeps insisting we shouldn't call Georgia.
Don't call Texas.
I don't understand how the
don't call Alabama.
I don't either.
Unless the only way I think she can win Georgia is if voter turnout is just incredibly, like, so much higher than anybody expected in Georgia.
I mentioned other ways. They did it in 2020. Just repeat that.
Georgia. And so much higher than 2020.
The vote is in.
What?
What percentage of the vote is in?
85%.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
And she's down by like 4 points, a little less than 4 points.
Not going to happen. 3.5 points.
No, it's not going to happen, folks.
Well, it's not impossible she could net 200,000 votes, but virtually impossible.
I mean, not really in the real world.
Yeah, it's very
unlikely. You know, if you use computer models and simulations.
Isn't mathing in Georgia, guys.
And cheating,
He's
fraud.
153,000 votes ahead.
Yeah.
Say, Lichtman men, regardless of the outcome, thank you for your support and wisdom. You have been a beacon of hope and joy this past year. You have meant the world to us. Thank you, Daniel.
Wow, that's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well, Luther Daniel is.
What's that? Yeah, don't say anything. 80, he's 153,000 votes ahead.
It's not impossible, but very close. The only hope would be if there's a huge overseas and provisional ballot vote for her.
AKA fraud.
That's what I just said, right? If there's
keep hoping for fraud.
Giant.
Dear God, please allow there to be fraud on behalf of the blue team. They've successfully perpetrated it before. Allow them to do so again as people have their defenses down, except that they're up, except that Laura Trump sent out all the lawyers to all the precincts to prevent that from happening again. So your prayers are falling on deaf ears, y'all.
Discounted.
Right. That's what I just said. If we're underestimating the voter turnout, that's the only way that she can win Georgia at this point.
Now the New York Times is saying Michigan.
Dad,
stop it. Stop it. Stop talking about the New York Times.
That's too close.
Of course they don't know the answer. Nobody knows.
Stop talking about the New York Times, Dad. It's too much. It's giving me a heartache. I put my whole reputation on the line, stating over and over that Kamala was going to win to our listeners over the last several months. And now you're bringing up reality that the New York Times is demonstrating by their numbers. You can't do that.
What's the answer?
2020. On election night, I thought Trump was going to win.
Right.
And then all those other votes came in.
Other votes in quotes.
That were so heavily Biden. I don't know if that's going to happen this time or not.
It's not going to happen this time. It's not going to happen this time.
No, because you can't repeat the same fraud twice unless the people you're doing it against are stupid.
What's going to happen in the 3 critical states?
I think she's going to win. I still think she's going to win the 3 critical states.
Then she wins.
Right.
She's going to win, no doubt. I
haven't lost hope that she's going to win yet.
She's going to win.
I definitely lost hope that she's going to win in a landslide, but I have not lost hope that she's going to win.
Right.
North Carolina is 83% in, 50% to 47%.
With how much in?
83.
Doesn't look good.
No.
Why do they keep saying
Not
that?
Impossible. It's only 100.
I don't understand how you could see something so beautiful taking place and one person says it doesn't look good and the other person thinks that it's the most beautiful sight on the planet. The dissolution of the Democrat Party and Kamala Harris, the worst candidate to ever run for office.
40,000 votes, but doesn't look good.
All right. I think we can call it in North Carolina, Dad. It's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I need to get some water. I'll be right back.
Get on out of here.
Pulled out to a lead in Pennsylvania by 3 points.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I have to keep talking, but I have to get some water.
Trump is going to win, and it's dawning on you.
I don't see where any more Trump votes are coming from.
Nope, there ain't going to be a single more one.
Philadelphia is only 56% in.
She's going to win PA.
I'm only 45%.
I'm totally down with you guys on that.
I think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
I do too. She's going to win PA.
She's going to win.
It's like a tie in Wisconsin right now.
Yeah, I see. It's a real nail biter. Well, real nail biter.
Trump is winning 51% of the Hispanic vote in Pennsylvania.
What?
That's
what?
Saying right now.
But what about the whole Puerto Rico thing? The joke that a comedian told at a Trump rally. Wouldn't that dissuade Hispanics from voting for Trump who had nothing to do with the joke other than his organizers agreeing to have an insult comic put on the stage? And the joke was based on reality? How could the Hispanics be voting for Donald Trump?
Possible.
Because y'all are stupid. You don't understand. You're not based in reality.
Upside down. That's all I can say. Is that better?
No.
60% of the
Just
vote.
say you're dumb.
How would he be winning 51% of the vote in Pennsylvania, the Hispanic vote in Pennsylvania? That's wild.
I don't get it.
Because Hispanics are largely conservative by nature and family oriented, and Kamala is for they, them, and Trump is for you.
I don't get that either.
Win the Hispanic vote overwhelmingly in Pennsylvania.
I know.
Thank you for telling us how things should be.
Huh. 58 Trump to 39 Biden.
It's not good.
You're saying that a lot.
Real nail biter.
Should I just have that on repeat? Not good. That's not good. Not good. That's not good.
Yeah. To the wire, to the limits, to the wall. Everybody's saying, everybody in the chat is dooming and saying Trump's won, Trump's won. That's not true, guys. He has not
I think
won.
it is, actually.
He needs to win one of these 3 states, or else he loses, basically.
Uh-huh.
So
and she's got to win all 3, or she loses. Which place would you rather be?
Wow. Hope they won't be disappointed.
Don't worry, Dad.
Don't worry, Dad.
You're still optimistic, huh?
I'm still optimistic, yes.
Based on what?
All right. It's a long night.
I'm not feeling as good as I did when I first sat down in this chair 4 hours, 3 hours, however long we started to go. But I still believe she's going to win.
Based on what?
Ted Cruz is the projected winner in Texas. Blah.
I think that's real good.
Way out ahead of everyone in our calls.
Congratulations, but you got your original one wrong.
They have more to lose, if they project something wrong and then go back. If we had to go back, no one would care, But Bob Casey's losing in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
That's good news.
The senator, incumbent senator.
These are not very good results so far.
I just disagree wholeheartedly. I see that
there has
reality
not
reversed.
Been any good surprise if you're a Harris supporter, that's for sure.
Nobody should be a Harris supporter.
No positive for Harris yet.
Nothing positive for Harris yet. No.
Nothing.
For Tim Sheehy, the Republican. Three percentage points difference.
1,000 difference.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Tough to take for you, isn't it, Allen boy?
Not good.
You see, there we go again. Not good.
Yeah, there's still a lot of votes here.
A lot of votes to come.
Yeah. I'm not worried about PA.
You should. You shouldn't be. Got every other prediction you made wrong.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Don't forget, 2016, 2020, at this time in the election night, we were also confused about what the hell was about to happen. So
y'all had that trapdoor cheating in place. That's what happened there.
Keeks, what you doing?
Telling you that y'all lost?
I don't think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
What?
Bunch of Harris counties with very few votes in.
Say that one more time.
49.
Wait, Dad, listen for a second. What did you say in the beginning of that? You said you do think she's going to win, or you don't?
I think she'll win Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I agree. We've been saying that all night.
I know. Yeah. And how right were you?
Yeah,
let's stick around for that.
Easily, she can make up 100,000 votes.
Oh yeah, no, I
easy.
She's gonna win PA.
She's gonna win.
She can make them up in Philadelphia alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still 33% to go there.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I think I still believe she's going to win Pennsylvania.
And
yeah, he's maxed out. He's maxed out.
Completely maxed.
Yeah.
Not one more single vote will tally for Trump in Pennsylvania.
Where he has a big cache of votes coming in.
Aha says, remember the red mirage and blue shift of 2020 after midnight and the days following the election shifted in Biden's favor once mail-in ballots were counted?
The fraud.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dad. It's totally different this time. One, they're counting a lot of states because of the fiasco of 2020
mail-in ballots. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not the same as 20. I understand what happened in 2020, but that's
Fraud.
not what's happening in this election, unfortunately.
No fraud in this election.
What's that?
They said, we love you, Allan, and appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Majority area. FoxyBot says, keep faith, Professor. We love you.
God.
Why doesn't
God,
somebody write him a political
so trolls
eulogy
donating and being like, the keys are wrong? Guys, the election is, you realize the election's not over, right?
I think it is.
Sean MC says, reminding you all that it's not over till it's over. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. Wow, there's a lot of troll donations. I mean, thank you guys for paying us, I guess. It's funny that you're paying us saying that the keys are wrong when the election's not even over yet. So
I know.
I don't get why you would waste your money like that, but I guess live your life. Yeah, California and Washington State have gone blue. Hold on one second. For some reason, I cannot hear you.
Wow. And you're muffled. I'm having trouble hearing. Maybe I'm getting tired.
Maybe you're
All
just
right,
old.
Can you hear me, Dad?
Yes.
Is that better or worse?
Better.
Okay.
Pennsylvania's looking iffy.
Uh-oh, I thought she was going to win.
2% in. Trump is 200,000 votes ahead.
What the fudge?
What the fudge? What the fudge?
Big dumps from the
big fraud. The big
Democratic
fraudsters on the blue
counties.
team.
Looking really dubious.
Dubious.
Still
Is
be
that the new word?
100,000 votes in Bucks County alone. Obviously, she's not going to win.
That's not enough.
Right.
Needs to be 200,000 votes.
They can do it.
There's only half in Montgomery, only half in Chester. Philadelphia is almost done.
Oh, that's too bad.
There's
No,
more
it's
than
not.
half remaining in these Philadelphia and suburb counties.
Right, that could change things.
Yeah.
Could change. Could change. Stay hopeful. Don't be dubious.
Don't give up on Pennsylvania yet.
I'm not giving up on anything. I'm just not happy.
Right.
Do a special show tomorrow night, no matter what happens.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I think that the reason that people watch these two low charisma men is because Allan Lichtman is kind of famous and people have made a big deal about him in the media. But there's no charisma, there's no spark, there's no witticisms. It's just to watch him go under. And Allan, you're going down to Davy Jones' locker. Politically speaking.
62% of the vote is in Wisconsin.
Trump is 40,000 votes ahead. Not good.
What? Again, I think it's good.
Break, but that's okay.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Another smoke break, Allan. Go out there and relax.
My brain is too fried at this point, and
only because you're
I
losing.
Apologize.
Only because you're
What am I
losing.
Streaming for 4.5 hours. Holy moly! Man, so many trolls in the chat.
I do think it's funny that people donate to people that they despise just so that they'll read a message from them. I don't know. I think I could do that. Yeah, I would do that, but not very often.
That's money. Go for it. You keep on boosting our algorithm. Go for it, dog.
Ain't looking good, is it, Sammy?
I know the mood seems low.
Yep.
I think
Sure
it's
do.
because there was a hope that it wasn't going to be this close. I don't think me or my dad has lost.
I can't believe that Kamala Harris got a single vote beyond Black women and butchers who are doing surgeries or benefit from chopping off the genitals off of little kids, who Kamala Harris clearly would have opened the floodgates for. I genuinely have a tough time understanding.
Let's hope that Harris is going to lose. But I think we're both a little surprised at how close it actually is, for sure. Be honest, is it over? No, it's not over.
Yeah, it is.
It's not over.
We're just watching to make sure to see you suffer.
To go, folks. And remember, all she's got to do is win Michigan. At this point, Michigan and PA and Wisconsin. And she's GTG, good to go, folks.
And fly to the moon and back on her broom.
Long way to go. I'm still hopeful that she's going to win these 3 states.
Thumb up this video if you think Trump's going to win.
Georgia, Arizona,
Thumb up this video if you think Trump's going to win.
There's still a lot of votes out there, guys. There's still a ton of votes out there. This is far from over. Far from over. Do not freak out.
I ain't gonna.
Yes, guys, I know there's a lot of dead air. Chill out. I'm trying to think.
Think about what? Losing?
Together. Why does everybody just comment dead air, dead air? It's like, all right, I get it.
Yep, you lost. It's starting to dawn on you. You're realizing it.
DC says, don't give it, it's close, but she isn't close to being out. This is far from over. Also, stop listening to the trolls. They need to be seen. Yeah, true. These states better hurry the F up, bro. What are you waiting for? Release your votes. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Guys, people are saying Wisconsin's not looking great. Michigan, there's still a long ways to go in these states. There's still a lot of votes to be had in these 3 states, okay? These 3 states are a long ways. Well, Pennsylvania's getting close, but these 3 states are still a while from being over. There are a lot of votes left. Don't give up on Wisconsin.
Don't give up. Never give up.
Happen?
Never surrender.
There's still
hope.
Almost half the votes left in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
PA still at 70. We went up like 2 percentage points, I think. And she's down 178,000 votes. But
that's good news.
There's still votes to be had in Pennsylvania for sure.
Not looking great, though.
No, it's not. Well, actually, it is.
Don't know. We still don't know.
Do y'all know? Leave it in the comments, your thoughts.
Oh. It's tough on an old man.
Look, if you want to sign off, Dad, you can sign off at any time. You don't have to worry.
No. I'll at least go to midnight.
Make sure to see her lose so we can see your reaction.
Pull out Pennsylvania. Still has a good shot.
Say that one more time.
If she can pull out Pennsylvania, she still has a good shot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The lead is growing for Trump, though. Right now.
That's really strange.
Oh, God, no more.
68% from Philadelphia.
There's still a shot.
Yeah, there's still a shot. God dang.
You're hot.
800 votes.
God dang.
That was the wifey coming to give me hot chocolate with a marshmallow. Enjoying it on a toasty evening as we watch them descend into despair.
Mom says too much dead air.
Well, yeah, I'm not worried about that at this point. We've been streaming for 4.5 hours. If you guys can't give us a second to not talk, you can leave. You can leave the stream. I don't give a shit.
Hey, watch your language.
Oh, I wasn't
Mom said so.
My mom like that. I just was saying that generally. The chat is so hard to follow right now. It's so laggy.
I know.
You don't know that. You haven't seen the chat.
No.
Don't lie, Alan.
I get it.
Because absentee votes usually just go by the way of the state, right? For the most part.
Not necessarily, no.
No? Okay.
No.
But still, she would need...
They went very heavily for Biden in 2020, overwhelmingly. I don't know if they've counted the absentees or not.
I don't know either, but...
Come on, fraud!
Is that what happened? The absentees pushed them over the edge, or what?
Yes. The fraud pushed them over the edge.
That's what I think. I don't think you can count on the same...
Thank God that they lied about Hunter Biden's laptop and committed fraud during the election in order to give us a man who clearly had dementia, running the government, supposedly. And what in fact was the case was that people behind the scenes were pulling the levers with the auto pen and everything else and making all the decisions for the population of the United States. Thank you, Democrats.
Wave for Harris that we had for Biden.
Right. That's what we were saying earlier.
Late surge.
Right. That's
But
what
I don't know.
I am starting to get the feeling that we're not going to know until the wee hours of the morning or next few days.
I think you're going to know sooner.
That's certainly possible.
No,
It's
that's your best case
stressful,
scenario.
It's a long haul.
It's very stressful. I'm old. I've been on for 4.5 hours.
Right. We're just taking this step by step. We're not jumping through the roof right now, obviously. That would be weird.
No, obviously not.
That would be strange.
Totally strange.
Still a lot of votes to be counted, particularly in Michigan and Wisconsin. Pennsylvania's getting tight.
Tight.
Only 23% left. That's going to have to be overwhelmingly Democratic, which it could be.
It probably will be, yeah.
It will be. It will be. Keep putting on those hallucinators.
So we may not know till they count provisional ballots, overseas ballots.
Oh, God. Look,
we've been way ahead of everyone.
We've been way ahead here on Lichtman Live.
From that.
Oh, Minnesota is almost half in. All right, should we call that?
Yes.
All right. Here's our map.
You can call Minnesota.
Okay. Done.
Done. We're so excited. We're calling a blue state.
States.
Well, it might come down to Nevada and Arizona too. We don't exactly know yet what's going to happen there.
This is true.
Coverage. Don't let the haters get you down. You're respected with a great track record.
Not anymore.
Your analysis.
Nice.
What analysis? The analysis has been spot wrong, not on.
You want to see me do a funny dance to cheer you up?
Yeah.
You want to see me do a funny dance to cheer you up?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Oh. Oh, we wanted to see it.
What'll
Come
cheer
on,
me up
Sam.
would be a lot of votes coming in for Democrats in Pennsylvania.
Moron.
Right.
That's how I feel about people that are calling for that in 2024. Morons.
He's got a 200,000.
And I say that as an ex-Democrat, by the way. The Democrat Party completely left me. The party of free speech, that's the Republican Party today? Well, so be it.
Some vote lead. With 80% in. This lead is not diminished.
Michigan has gone red.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Process that,
It's
biatches.
38% in, though.
38% in, yeah. 80% in Pennsylvania, and his lead grew.
It's very, very, very difficult.
Very, very
goodness.
good. Very, very good.
The only thing that could be happening is that we're wrong about this absentee voting thing. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That there's not going to be any fraud.
Well, we could be.
Yep.
Still, only 16% reporting in Detroit, Dad, in Wayne County.
Oh, I think she's going to win Michigan.
She's going to win. All your other
Yeah,
predictions have come through.
I agree.
Why not take on this one?
CNN just called North Carolina for Trump.
Done that.
Yeah, we had done that a long time ago.
You guys are so
Oh,
ahead of the
ago.
curve. So ahead of the curve.
Yeah, at a certain point, the math just doesn't math anymore.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. And so, like, obviously, I don't remember 4 years ago, but like in a state like Pennsylvania, when they were counting all of these absentee ballots, the estimated vote was way lower, right? Because they still were estimating that those votes were coming in, right? Or am I remembering that incorrectly? I don't remember.
I do remember. That's exactly right.
So that's why I'm confused with people saying, wait, there's more votes. It's like, no, there's only 9% left, right?
Yeah.
So I that's why I'm just not getting these people who are saying it's a red mirage.
In 2020, they had batches of votes that went 97% for Harris in places like Detroit. That's not possible given 500 votes, even given the fact that Harris might win 85 to 90% of those votes realistically. It was so off the map statistically that it had to have been fraud. Sorry.
I think this is not a red mirage. It's close. Or was it that in Georgia they were saying like 99% was reported and then they just kept getting more in that they weren't expecting?
Ooh, right. I wonder how that happened.
So you just said right to both scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think he can.
Not happening this time.
Okay.
And he's actually increased his lead in Pennsylvania.
I know, that's what I was saying. He keeps going up.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not narrowing the lead.
I thought you told us over and over again she was going to win PA.
Jeff says some swing states in 2020 didn't flip for Biden until after
the fraud.
90% reporting.
Yep, until the fraud.
That's correct.
That's when they knew how many votes they needed.
But Georgia's already Georgia's already at
of mail-in votes.
Georgia's already at 91%.
All that a long time ago.
I know. No, I mean I still believe that these three states are still totally up for grabs, but it's not like this is a comfortable win for Harris, you know.
Hell no.
Comfortable win for Harris.
You know, if it is a win.
If it is a win, huh?
Really worried about Pennsylvania.
I'm starting to get a little worried.
Ooh, it's just starting, huh? It's just dawning on you.
Votes ahead.
Votes left.
I just don't remember if in 2020 their estimated projections were off on total votes. Like if at 99% they were saying 99% of the vote is in, but actually there were so many absentee ballots that they weren't expecting that there was really still 90% left to go or 10% left to go. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just don't know the answer to that.
I can't remember, yeah.
Ugh.
Worry is setting in.
Oh, she's got 66% in 2024, and he had 16. So she's underperforming in Milwaukee a little bit.
Not good.
Not good. I need that on repeat.
It's the Arab vote.
You said that wasn't real.
What can I say? I'm dumb.
And isn't that mostly in Michigan?
Really love it if Trump wins. He's going to be so good to the Arab community.
But hold on. Isn't that
He's
mostly
going to be so
Michigan,
good to any American community? Take it on the chin.
Time is running out.
And we're waiting for your meltdown. We're waiting for your meltdown. Come on, bring it.
Too many freaking trolls in the chat, so I changed the chat to subscriber only at this point. We don't need any more.
Well, if nothing else, they saw we're way ahead of everyone.
With wrong predictions.
CNN is predicting Bernie Moreno has won the Ohio Senate seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to go past 50.
Yep. Maybe way past.
Yeah.
Bob Casey, the incumbent in Pennsylvania, is losing.
Wow. Yeah, they could hit 55%.
You mean
55 seats?
Members?
Yeah. Well, it's
seats.
55%. So.
Right.
All right. Technically, all three are correct. Fair enough.
All right, I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
Bye-bye, Sammy.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
But we shouldn't both leave at the same time.
All right, I'll stay.
There should be one person on air.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Talk to the people, Dad. Tell them.
I seriously wonder whether not the anchors or, how Cory Booker talked for 24 hours straight in Washington, D.C., whether or not he was wearing a diaper. He almost had to have been.
Tell them your thoughts.
Come on, Allan. Bring it. Bring it, Allan. Bring your wisdom. We're waiting. We are waiting. Mr. Lichtman, you are losing your grasp on reality. But you're there, sitting in your chair, and you know that Kamala's gonna be ending. Come on, man.
Did you say a word while I was gone?
Nope.
Still
Just
up
me.
in Michigan.
Sorry, guys. I was the one holding down the fort there.
Points.
Did you say a word while I was gone, Dad?
What's that?
Did you say a word while I was gone?
I don't remember.
God.
Maybe not. I'm kind of out of it at this point.
Right.
It's up 4 points in Wisconsin, 75% of the votes in.
He's up how many points?
4 points.
Is he going to lose all three?
Yeah.
Baldwin is losing by 2.5 points.
It's not over yet, though, Dad. It's not over.
I know it's not over.
Keep reminding yourselves.
We're running out of votes.
I agree.
Thank
At
God.
a certain point, the math.
The math
Doesn't math?
is the math.
Yeah.
It doesn't math. Y'all keep repeating the same lines.
Hours ago, people were screaming at us not to call Georgia, but yeah, there just wasn't. There was no math there.
There was no math.
Yeah.
There was no math.
Yeah.
We don't
No
go by
math.
our instincts.
I'm going to protest for
Don't
no
go by
math.
our
No
preferences.
math.
We give you it straight.
Right.
We've been way
You've been way wrong, not way ahead, as you're about to say.
ahead of everyone.
Right.
I think I might have talked about that while you were gone.
No, you didn't.
All right, he's gone down a little bit. He went down.
Yeah,
Like,
a little bit closer.
he went down like 20,000 votes in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Donald Trump.
It's still 17% in. That's enough.
Yeah.
It's a
that's
long,
enough.
but it's by no means over.
No, there's enough there.
And there'll be more votes counted.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
worry.
There are provisional ballots. There are military
The
ballots.
uncreased
there are
ballots,
overseas ballots
pre-signed,
coming in.
the fraud
Those
ballots,
change
which I
the
just
course of the
mentioned.
election.
They can.
Really?
Provisional ballots and overseas ballots are very heavily Democratic. I don't know about military ballots, but there are not a whole lot of those. I mean, if she gets within, tens of thousands of votes, it's not over. If she's still down hundreds of thousands of votes, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking red.
It's not over yet.
It's looking red, though.
There are many thousands of provisional ballots in Pennsylvania.
What does that mean? Many thousands? That could mean anything.
They don't know exactly. In the event of a close race in Pennsylvania, provisional ballots and their counting should get a lot of attention after Tuesday night. So she's got to close the gap to make it really close.
So that they can
For
perpetrate the
provisional
fraud. It
ballots and
can't be
overseas
too big
ballots
to rig.
make a difference.
He went back up a little bit in Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
It simply can't be too big to
She
rig.
lost
We
a
need to get
ton
it
of ground
closer.
in Erie County, PA. Weren't we saying she was up by like 16 points or something crazy like that? She's now just up by 4. Decision Desk only has her at a 15% chance to win right now.
That's not good.
That's good. You keep saying it's not good. I keep saying it's good. One of us is right. The other's wrong.
Worse.
I got news. It ain't me.
It's not over. It's not over.
Yogi Berra once said, "It ain't over till it's over."
Blah, 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 blah.
Not
It's
looking
over.
Good.
It's too hard to tell. I mean, like, there's just, there's hundreds of thousands of ballots still waiting to be counted in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
She hasn't cut into his vote
I know.
anywhere.
Oh, he's down 2,000 votes from last time we checked.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Sammy Pie.
I've gotten a lot of very nice emails, I have to say,
That's
About
good.
how wrong you were?
saying no matter what happens, they greatly respect my work.
That's good.
Oh, for what? For being so wrong? When
Yeah,
it
I
mattered?
don't know. At this point, we're just not going to know until we start getting more ballots in. You know, there's only people are really complaining about all the trolls in the chat. So I'm gonna try to turn the chat to. I try to turn it to subscriber mode only. Now I'm gonna try to turn it to members only.
Good idea.
Just because at this point
We
in
don't
the night,
need the trolls.
We don't need people rubbing in our face like I'm doing right
I'm
now.
actually surprised I haven't gotten more hate emails. I only got one or two.
I don't hate people for being
Right.
stupid.
We might plummet in viewership, just so you know. But I don't know. At this point, we don't need all these trolls.
No, we don't. We never do need trolls.
Yeah, I mean it's midnight.
That's been part of the problem in this election.
Yeah, all the Democrat trolls.
Vextrius says the blue wall looks to be cracking. I'm so nervous.
Good. Paint it
I'm nervous
red.
too.
Paint
I think
it
everybody's a little
red.
nervous.
I'm not nervous. I'm excited.
Not giving up on Pennsylvania yet.
No.
No.
We're not, guys. We're not going to talk about the election's not over, so we're not going to talk about
Not over.
We're not going to talk about the keys being wrong or not, or why they were
No,
wrong or not,
If the keys are wrong, I'll talk about that tomorrow.
or whenever that. I don't know if we're going to even have an answer by tomorrow.
We may not. Whenever.
Right,
We have an answer.
guys. We're not going to get into the keys. Just forget the keys.
No.
Because they were wrong. Because they didn't open shit.
Down to 167,000. Just cut it down by 50,000.
Right.
In just 2% of additional votes in. So it's by no means over.
Yeah, I think it
Do the
is.
keys take this into consideration? We're not going to talk about the keys tonight.
No,
we're
because
not
they're
gonna talk about
fraudulent.
the keys.
Nope. Don't talk about the
Yeah,
fraud
this
y'all
lead is
perpetrated.
shrinking
In Pennsylvania, yes.
Yeah.
It's not shrinking in Michigan and Wisconsin.
But there's still a lot of votes to go.
Votes left. Yeah.
Without PA, there's no way Harris can win.
That's true. Ooh. Still a lot of votes to count.
Yeah,
Still a lot of votes left to count.
900,000 to go, probably.
900,000, yeah. She needs to win about 60% of those.
So, how's the House and Senate? Someone asked. Not good.
Real good.
Not good at all. Not good at all.
Trump is way ahead of Michigan.
Really?
6 points.
Man, the margin of difference in 2020 between the mail-in ballots and the election day ballots was nuts. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's Pennsylvania, obviously.
F-R-A-U-D. F-R-A-U-D. F-R-A-U-D.
Yeah. Are our viewers still with us?
We still got 37,000 people watching.
Amazing.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all for
For
watching.
what? For getting it wrong?
For
We
bearing
thank
with
you.
us to, the
Here
wee
in
hours
Trump
of the
land.
morning.
Seriously.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of really nice. Thank you so much for your election coverage tonight. Regardless of how things go, I'm so thankful for your years and years of tirelessly insight and support. Many thanks, Alan.
Yes, thanks.
For still supporting us.
Dad, the
Why?
election's not over. You're acting
I
like
don't
the
know.
election's over. Election's
Because
not over.
And these people are not saying it is. Yeah, I'm getting a few, nasty, but not many.
Yeah.
Times says there's still going to be a lot of processing of mail ballots in Pennsylvania.
Well,
They start counting them until today.
yeah, I know. We talked about that. Well, I mean, yeah. So
we
all right,
fucked.
let's do the math here.
You'd have to win like 80% of them.
Right.
Don't worry.
And
You
let's
got fraud.
They're all mail-in votes.
Unless turnout is crazy
F-R-A-U-D. F-R-A-U-D.
huge, which it doesn't seem to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. He only won 1.4 million in-day voting. She's already won 1.7 election day voting. And he
Wow,
only won
she's going to win.
1.4.
That's really weird because he won by 80,000 votes.
Well, he won 1.9 million mail-in votes.
Ah,
Yeah.
like 3-1.
Right, which is so 57 to 40, and now it's 64 to 35.
Yeah.
Proves that the
that's what we were
Democrats
saying
cheated.
this whole time, is that it's not going to be the same dump of not dump, but increase, counting of the mail-in votes that's going to increase. It's the
There will
ratio,
be some, but not
right?
like it was.
But the math is off. That's a ratio of 64 to 35 versus 40 to 57, right? So that's what we've been saying all night. Is this is a totally different year. You cannot compare it to 2020.
No,
There's
you
not going to
cannot.
be a giant rescue of mail-in voting this time. But even so, even with that all being said, Pennsylvania is still in the
It's
mix.
still in play. And Michigan is still in play. Wisconsin, grim.
Nice. Thank you, Sammy.
A lot of people are saying they want us to continue our coverage.
What does that mean?
We should not stop our show after the election.
Right.
Why not?
That was the plan, I thought.
Right.
For
There'll
what?
be a lot to cover.
For all the scintillating analysis that you guys have, these personalities that are on fire, and not to mention your correct analysis. Yeah, go ahead. Continue the show. In case y'all don't know, I'm being sarcastic.
It's really interesting. The positive emails I've been getting are intelligent, analytic, and the negative ones are all just vulgar, scurrilous, threatening.
That's why they're negative.
This is
I hope that I've been intelligent and analytic in my dissection of your fraudulent mind that you're trying to claim is genius, and then stating that it's blasphemy to have criticized you.
Is this where America's going?
Well, it's the internet too, Dad. You got to understand the internet is a scummy, scummy place.
These are emails.
Yeah.
That's the internet,
Yeah.
moron.
My eyes are just getting bleary, and I'm trying to glean through all these questions.
Sam, you and Professor Lichtman have kept me company every Tuesday and Thursday night for months.
That's great.
Pathetic.
That analysis is so fun and insightful.
Pathetic.
Thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication. I still have faith in the keys.
See.
Well, there may be other votes. Remember, overseas votes can come in late.
Doesn't that count as provisional votes, or no? It has to. That's counted in provisional votes. Yeah.
Thank you for your
nothing's
great
changed.
analysis.
Not good. Not good. Jesus Christ. God damn, Keeks. Kiko scared me.
I want to thank you and Sammy for all your tireless work.
Nice.
Thank you for the time and effort you put into these shows.
Nice.
The tone and information are priceless. Stay the course. Believe the keys. Accuracy since 1984.
Nice. Damn, we are just getting pummeled with emails right now.
What are we getting?
I'm getting pummeled with emails right now.
Bad ones?
No, good ones mostly.
Yeah, mine are mostly good, and the bad ones are so stupid. God, what is our country coming to?
Even some from Trump supporters saying they respect your analysis. So that's
For
good.
what? You got everything wrong.
CNN has just called Georgia for Trump.
What, like 3 hours after we did?
Oh, yeah, you're so special.
Again, people were giving a shit for calling it that early, but again, the math just wasn't there. And I think people were getting confused with the last election and how mail-in ballot was working.
The
and
fraud?
The fact that it just wasn't working like that this election, period, end of discussion. So
We kept pointing that out throughout the night.
yeah.
You know, we tell it straight. Nothing's changed.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to get nervous.
Democratic counties are
Just
pretty
starting,
much
huh? What, reality's
starting to
finally
get a little
catching up to
nervous.
y'all?
Yeah,
She needs to make up 170,000 votes.
I don't see it. The big Democratic counties are mostly in.
No, they're well, yeah. shit.
I just don't see it.
Stop swearing, Sam.
This is the first moment of the night where I've lost hope a little bit.
Too. Anything in Nevada?
Nope.
Well, if she loses Pennsylvania, it doesn't
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
You tired,
I'm
Alan?
tired.
I know it's late.
I'm not going to go past 1.
No, just give it in. Throw in the towel.
Until 1. Wow.
Is this the big meltdown?
Good thing I have
As your
nothing to
reputation
do
gets
tomorrow.
tarnished?
Yeah, I took off work tomorrow.
And I'm not doing any interviews.
Good.
I'm done with that. I will make a statement and we'll decide what our next show is going to be.
About how wrong you were?
Yeah.
CNN just gave Georgia to Trump.
I know, I just said that, Pops.
I know.
No, you don't. You're out of it. Maybe you've got Biden's dementia.
Trump wins. He's not going to serve out the term, and you'll have J.D. Vance as president.
Why don't you think he'll serve out the term?
I don't think his health will hold up for 4 years.
Like Biden's?
Or he'll just be a figurehead. He's not going to actually govern.
Please, you've gotten so
J.D.
many
Vance
other
will
things
be governor.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the same shit they say about Biden. I don't know.
No, they didn't say that about Biden until very recently.
That's a lie. I've been saying since 2019 that Biden clearly has dementia.
This is ahead of time. Yeah, CNN is way behind us.
Congratulations, Alan.
But I take scant comfort in that.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit anymore. At the beginning of the stream, I was all pumped about it. Now I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, because
Right.
y'all lost.
Come here, Buzz.
Yeah.
The Harris campaign co-chair is speaking right now.
Admitting defeat.
We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted. Not a very reassuring speech.
No, to say the least.
Harris will not make any sort of address or statement tonight.
Because she
Good
lost.
thing she shouldn't.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, she should. She should admit that she lost.
And that was it, and he's off. Yikes, dude.
Yikes!
He made like a 5-minute, like a 30-second speech.
Yes.
Keeks, get off. Come on, buddy, get off. Someone just said that's practically a concession speech.
Pretty much.
Ha ha ha
A lot of
ha
people are
ha.
saying we should keep up our channel. And
Why?
I agree with that.
Why?
Yeah, of course.
No matter
Last
what happens.
dying embers of the
I
fire,
think
stoking
she
them.
lost.
Running out in Pennsylvania, yep. It's not changing.
I hate to say that because I've been hopeful all night, but I think she lost.
I do too.
It's dawning on you finally.
It's 90% over.
And everything that you base your ego on is to your predictions. Keep massaging your face.
Something ridiculous would have to happen.
Like massive amounts of fraud that you won't be able to get away with?
Not impossible, but close. Well, I'm very heartwarmed by all the positive emails I've been getting. Everybody thinks we should continue the show.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be live tomorrow, though.
When do you think we'll be live again? A regular show on Thursday?
Probably, yeah.
With what scintillating analysis are you going to give us?
All day tomorrow.
Yeah, no. Let's just relax tomorrow. We don't need to worry about this.
Still looking for a Pennsylvania miracle, but I don't think we're going to have it.
No, sir. That is not in the cards.
Everybody understands. We've given it to you straight. We called red states like Georgia before anyone else.
Congratulations.
Nebraska, long before anyone else. Florida.
I can't believe it. I'm kind of in shock right now. I've been
our country.
I've been hopeful this whole time.
I know you've been more hopeful than me.
I think it's gone. It's just not. There's just not enough room to make up. The math isn't there.
No, the math doesn't.
The math
work.
isn't there. That's not good. Your catchphrases.
I'm a numbers guy. You're a numbers guy. What point should we pack it in?
Now?
Whatever you want.
Well, I'll go to 1 anyway. That'll be what? 5 hours?
Yeah.
Hours. That's pretty good for an old man, huh?
I just can't
I'm
believe
not
it.
worried for myself. But, all of these young people.
Yeah, we have a chance now.
It is hard to believe.
I just can't believe after this guy has...
Here comes falsehoods.
Essentially attempted to take down our democracy already.
How?
That people want to give him another chance.
Gee, I wonder why. Do you think that there's a possibility that Kamala Harris is the worst candidate in history that can't complete a sentence, that the Biden administration run roughshod over free speech, started wars, bankrupted the country, and we thought, wow, the other guy was way, way better?
Yeah. Oh, the democracy's gone.
Gone. TDS.
I just can't wrap my mind around it.
House.
Once democracy's gone, it's almost impossible to recover.
I mean,
And that is why we voted for Donald Trump, because you all would have squashed free speech. You saw how the democracy Democrats were trying to shut everybody inside, not let them go to their loved ones' funerals, be at their bedside as they passed away during COVID, that Barack Obama's appointee, Anthony Fauci, funded the gain of function in Wuhan laboratory, and that you lied to us about it, and lied to us about Hunter Biden, and lied to us about Biden's dementia. That was so clear. Yeah, nobody could possibly understand why somebody might have voted for Donald Trump.
I'm holding out hope. I'm hoping that
by losing the dictators losing wars.
I'm holding out hope. I'm hoping that he serves his term and he leaves and we never have to deal with him again. But I just can't wrap my mind around how that many people can just ignore all the shit he did in 2020. I just can't wrap my mind around
all the things he said. He
it's
had
not
a
even
meltdown in the last 2 weeks.
It's not
total
even,
meltdown.
That's not even
total
meltdown.
meltdown.
The things that he said. Nobody gives a shit about that, obviously, or else he would have lost.
Big. He would have lost big.
And that's why I got upset last week, because I just feel like it's this constant over and over again. Trump said this, and not enough on what he actually did.
I agree.
What did he actually do?
A fake slate of electors to overturn the 2020 election.
No, they were preparing in case that those electors were considered valid. It wasn't a fake set of electors as you're trying to frame it.
That should
Yeah.
Such
instantly, in the
lies.
minds and hearts of Americans, be disqualifying.
Should have been.
You know what's disqualifying? What's disqualifying is giving us a dementia patient and then lying about it and then putting him on stage for everybody to see.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
We should continue.
I know. We've talked about that. I just don't get it.
Deal with it.
I mean, what did he do economically, even? If all you care about is the economy, what did he do economically that made you think he is the right man?
He lowered regulations. The price of gas was cheaper than it was ever been. The economy was absolutely humming until COVID came along. That's what he did economically.
For the
Deficit
job.
by $8 trillion and crash the economy.
Right. I don't get it. I don't get it. It seems like people's are voting for Trump purely out of his bravado and the perception of him rather than the reality of him. And I just don't get that.
False. You were trying to have us vote on the perception that the media was trying to give us of Kamala Harris, the candidate of joy.
I just don't get it.
You don't get it. You're never going to get it.
You know he's going to be a figurehead for the billionaires and Vance.
Oh, really?
He's too lazy to actually go.
What do you think Joe Biden was? Accused the other side of exactly what you were doing, confession through projection.
Yeah.
He could barely get through the campaign.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's out there
Heard me
giving
say this
free
100 times. Democracy is precious, but like all precious things, it can be destroyed, and typically destroyed from within. And throughout the 21st century, democracy has been in decline everywhere around the world, and America has now fallen in step.
Oh my God.
But
Why don't you create more fear?
Never stop striving. Never stop trying, especially you young people.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
You don't get it. It's
It's unfathomable.
unfathomable.
When we ramp up again.
And I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I have anything to say, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't get it. I just can't wrap my mind around it. He might win the popular vote.
It's possible.
He did.
That would be
shit.
incredible.
For all the reasons that I mentioned.
Things in 2016 in these same 3 states, and I could see the math running out for Clinton.
Yeah.
The math just wasn't there. And it's just not there tonight.
It's not there. The margins he's got in these states are too wide.
Way too wide. 92% in. She slightly cut the margin to 120,000.
She's going to win.
Where are you seeing this?
90%, 92% in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The margin is now 120,000.
No, it's 215,000.
Oh, you're right.
It's gone up.
Oh my
Good
God,
math.
he's expanded it. Grief. Yeah, I'm getting tired.
All right, you can sign off, Dad, if you want.
See you, Alan.
Sign off.
Wait till you get blasphemed.
Is never lose hope. Never stop fighting. Democracy is worth saving.
And
It will
democracy
only be saved
spoke.
if we all fight for it. There are still,
We did.
you know,
And it was
more than
saved.
100 million of us who still believe in democracy.
I do
Even if
too.
it didn't go the way you expected tonight. Don't despair. Keep up the fight, especially you young people. The future is still in your hands. Good night. Good night, Sam.
Good night. Unbelievable.
No, believable. I
Totally
bet on it.
unbelievable.
I bet a lot of money on it, or a substantial amount.
Man, I just can't believe that many Americans
don't agree with you.
Trump another chance.
Yeah,
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, did you see Kamala ever speak?
I can't wrap my mind around it.
I know, because you're dumb.
Guys, I don't have any comments on the keys, so you can ask as many questions about the keys as you want. I didn't develop them. I'm not an expert in them. I don't have any comments on the keys. You're gonna have to wait for my dad for that. Unfortunately, it's just terrible news.
Excellent news.
My thing is, Donald Trump tried to overturn the 2020 election.
No, not really.
In my mind,
he said, go peacefully and patriotically and make your voices heard.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
That is not trying to overturn the 2020 election, trying to get to the bottom of whether or not there was fraud. And today we found out very recently that the Chinese had a scheme to distribute fake driver's licenses to people so that they could vote for Chinese foreign citizens that were living in America, expats, so that they could vote. That is something that Kash Patel put out the other day. So why don't you shut your yapper?
Heart and minds of Americans should be disqualifying automatically. And I just can't believe that many Americans were like, you know what? Let's get him back in there.
Yep. I went out of my way to vote for him, and I used to vote Democrat. That'll tell you what I think of the Democrats.
Wrap my mind around that.
Because you're dumb.
Man.
Keep talking.
I don't know how this happened.
Maybe you didn't take things into account because you lack the IQ.
Yeah, someone just said completely dumbfounded. That's the way I feel. I don't understand why so many Americans believe in this man. I just don't get it.
Because he did good last time he was in office, even though the Democrats did everything they could to
that worried about immigrants
overturn. Yeah, actually, because what it is a ploy by the Democrats to gain a permanent electoral majority by giving them amnesty, and then they'll vote for them for perpetuity, and it'll be a one-party state. So
I can't wrap my mind around it.
Because you're dumb, as I said.
Oh God, I just saw RFK Jr.'s face. Holy shit, that dude's gonna have so much power.
Good.
Elon Musk is gonna have so much power.
Good.
Holy shit.
Who do you think we want to have? Kamala Harris? Not Tim Walz? How do you think that would have worked out?
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
Fuck, how?
God, I love watching this little meltdown that this guy's having because he is so transparently stupid or caught in a little cultist mindset.
RFK Jr. is an anti-vaxxer.
No, he's not.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It seems like people just don't care about facts or reality, or
like the Hunter Biden laptop was the work of Russian disinformation. Like if you get the vaccine, that you will not get COVID and you can't transmit it to anybody else. You mean facts like that? Is that the reality that you want us to subscribe to?
They want to believe what they believe, and I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Meltdown a little bit more.
Dude says, Sam, what do you think went wrong? I think the first thing that went wrong is they kicked Joe Biden out. I think that's the first thing that went wrong.
Yeah, because you had an even stupider candidate and Biden had dementia.
I honestly believe that. I knew that was a mistake. I felt like that was a mistake. I felt that to my core. Now, if Joe Biden won, I don't know. But he wouldn't have done any worse.
Yeah, actually, he would have.
Right? That's the thing. Would Joe Biden have won? I don't know, but he wouldn't have done any worse. Literally. People keep saying, what about mail-in ballots? Mail-in ballots have been counted. Not all of them, but the majority of them. They've been counted. This isn't 2020. It's a very different political and voting landscape. 2020 was the anomaly, not the norm. A lot of states already counted mail-in ballots. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. I thought the women were. I honest to God thought the women were going to save this election for her. Honest.
Save the election? No, they saved the election for America by voting for Trump.
I really did. I thought women were going to come out in droves and vote for Harris.
Another great prediction.
I'm just feeling very confused right now. I'm just like, how? Why?
For all the reasons that I
guess
outlined.
People really, really don't believe this time around he just won't do this same I don't know. Like, they really don't believe, you know.
Do what exactly? Explain. Because all of the allegations, all of the fake impeachments over BS are just that deep state operations in order to maintain control and prevent an outsider from enacting real change. But you, my friend, have too low an IQ to grasp this concept.
He'll try to create a fake slate of electors. I guess they really think that he won't try to, you know, do a quid pro quo with the president of Ukraine.
Yeah, well, you know that Joe Biden actually did a quid pro quo, but because he's deep state, they completely allowed that. $1 billion. You don't get the money if you don't fire the prosecutor.
So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired.
That's literally a quid pro quo. And people, by the way, they do quid pro quos all the time. You give me this, I'll give you that. What do you think that deals are?
Like, I guess they just don't think that. I don't know. Or they don't care. Maybe that's it. They just don't care. But
maybe you're just dumb. Kaboom. Kaboom boom.
What happened in Georgia?
What did happen in Georgia? It was too big to rig.
I don't get what happened in Georgia. I don't get how you go from Biden winning Georgia to Kamala Harris losing Georgia.
Because she sucks, because the Democrats suck.
Everybody's saying get some rest. I just can't believe again. What the hell did that guy do to deserve a second chance?
Impress America. Run against a dementia patient. Run against a retard, Kamala.
His lead is growing in Pennsylvania.
Take that, Sammy.
But do you agree with a man months and months ahead of time saying the election's rigged? For years saying elections are rigged.
You don't think that they could have rigged it?
Entire country.
Do you really believe that after everything that they did to try to destroy Donald Trump and take down his first term, that they would not have rigged the election? The media on their side, colored protests in the street, all the George Floyd stuff that they exploited with COVID lockdowns. Do you think that that was unintentional? It was designed to remove Donald Trump. Do you really think that they would have allowed a fair election if they had the ability to manipulate even 1% of the votes?
Should be disqualifying in the heart and minds of everybody. That alone, just vocalizing that our entire system is rigged against him, that should be the biggest red flag possible.
Well, it kind of is, and there's lots of evidence of it.
Equivalency between Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams, that's all BS.
No,
that's
it's not.
Propaganda talking points.
No.
Look at the facts. There's no equivalency between them.
They both denied that they lost, especially Abrams.
You know, these ideas of what now, what's the long. I can't think that straight. I don't even know. Honestly, past right this moment, I can't see. It's darkness. It's black. It's full of shadows. I don't know. And obviously, I was fucking wrong.
Yeah, you were.
I sat here for
Subscribe to the
months
channel.
and months and months saying that Kamala Harris was going to win, and I was fucking wrong.
Yeah, you were.
And
Deal with it.
I'm man enough to admit that.
Okay, granted. Well, guys, there you have it. The full Allan Lichtman election meltdown. I appreciated being able to interject because their speech was very halted and there were a lot of breaks. So I was the third member of their party, and I really enjoyed taking Sam on at the end there. I don't believe that these guys are very high IQ. I don't understand why people pay attention to them. There was no scintillating analysis. There was no in-depth exploration of anything. All they were doing was reading numbers from a screen. There was nothing there. So there you have Allan Lichtman having been blasphemed, as he claimed, with his son, and the meltdown ensuing, especially from Sam, that represents the intolerant, low IQ leftist. Peace. Thumb up the video, subscribe if you're new, leave me your thoughts in the comment section.